What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is a quick review of the LDARC GT7, and this is their tiny whoop iteration, brushless, and this is a 2S whoop, but this one isn't as fast as many of the other 2S whoops that are out now, and some of the reasons are this is a little heavier, and this one only has 9,000 kV motors, so the motors are a little lower on kV. But I think it's better suited as a tiny whoop, in my opinion, because this thing is very rugged. It has a few things over the others. The most apparent, it being very durable. This thing is built like a tank. And so you can see the ducted fan design here is very stiff, but it does have a little give to it. And so you can crash this thing really hard and not worry about this cracking or flexing enough to go in and hit these props. And check it out, it's a little space, pretty decent amount of space in between the prop and this prop guard here or duct. And so you're really not going to be breaking any props. You're probably not going to break the frame. I have been crashing this thing around and all. The frame seems very durable. The canopy here is really hard and durable. Hasn't broken on me or anything. And so you're probably going to be flying this thing without having to buy replacement parts. Now, if something goes inside the duct that way, a branch or something, I'm thinking maybe you might break one of the props, but that's the only way that I see something getting in there to break a prop. Or you would have to smash this thing into something really hard, probably harder than this thing is capable of flying. It's just not, you're just not going to be able to break any of the props by crashing it head on, I don't think. The second thing is it has these motors on it that has screws for you to screw your props down. So you can use any type of prop on this motor here. This little guy takes everything. I have tried these 1535 Racer Star quad blades, and they work pretty nice. I have modified some of the quad blades, and so you get the idea. You can screw props down on it. I even tried these. These were actually cut down by me. I also cut these down, and so you can get just about any type of prop on here, even these. I haven't flown it with these yet, but I'm guessing that these are so light, they're much lighter than the rest of those. And these are the type of props that the other 2S brushless tiny whoops are flying with. And so I'm thinking that maybe it might give it a little more punch. But you're sacrificing durability. But with this frame here, you're probably not going to get in and break any of these, but I'm thinking maybe it'll fly off. It has the potential to fly off without having any screws to hold it down. When you're dealing with 2S power and up, it seems like that's a must, that you need these screws here. But you can get away without flying with screws in the props, so it's been working for the others. Maybe it'll work for this, but slippage is a issue that you might have to deal with as well without having any screws in the props. This quad is more suited for flying indoors, I think, than the others. And this camera angle is only about 10 degrees, and I think that subconsciously makes people fly slower, so you're not going to be really flying this thing really fast indoors. And if you did fly it fast and crash it, you only have to worry about the things that you crash into. This thing doesn't seem like it's going to break at all. It does have more power than the traditional tiny whoop. It can pull off power loops and all, split S's and stuff like that. It does have a pretty decent upward punch out, and it does fly pretty fast in forward flight. If you're looking at it and you're flying it line of sight, in angle mode it's a little slower, but in acro mode is where this thing can really fly fast. Another thing that this one has that I don't like about it is this 2S balance lead. So it has this 2S on the battery lead, so you have to use 2S batteries. I'm not really concerned about using 2S batteries. That's all fine and dandy. But the thing about this is, I think it's causing a bottleneck when you're using this on 2S. You can get a little more power and punch out of it if you use an XT30. Lastly is the OSD. This doesn't have a Betaflight OSD. It has some proprietary OSD made by them, and it's very limited. You can't change any of the PIDs or anything like that in the OSD. The only thing you can do is turn off and on the features that it does have, and those features are battery voltage readout. It does have a little crosshair type of thing, but it's just a line, and you can switch that up and have it just a dot or whatnot, or turn it completely off. And it has a timer in here and the name of the craft, and that's it. You can't really change any of the PIDs or anything, or no smart audio changes or anything like that. It doesn't have smart audio. And you get into the settings of the OSD by holding this button down on the top here and then plugging the battery into the power lead here, and that'll take you into the settings. A long press on this selects the parameter that you're at, and a short press toggles between the parameters. So pretty simple and all. And this also doubles as the VTX button, so a long press will change the band and a quick press will change the frequency. And so this thing is pretty easy to use and all. The receiver here is a dual mode receiver. This one does work with FrSky and Futaba, so 2 protocols supported with this receiver. And it does come in a DSMX version and a FlySky version, but I think those are standalone receivers. They're not doubled up like this one. So the FrSky one can support 2 protocols. And the USB port is right there in the front, so you don't have to go digging for it. And to bind this receiver, there's a button on the receiver there, so you can just hold that down. So really not hard to get this thing set up. You can plug it up into Betaflight and make sure that all the switches and everything are working. You can program your modes, switch them around and all, and it's really an awesome little quad. It has an LED right here that can be configured, so you can program this LED in the back here. It's already programmed though. It flashes red if you don't have a signal. It flashes green when you're running out of battery and all. When your battery is reaching LVC, it starts to flash faster. And it's solid when you have a solid connection and the battery isn't being pulled or anything. So pretty awesome little flyer here, really durable. It does flip over after crash. You can go into Betaflight and set that mode up, and it does flip over this way, front to back, but I had problems with it flipping over side to side. So if you have this model and it's not flipping over, try forward to back or backwards to forward to flip it over. It's not gonna really want to flip over this way from the side. It does come with this battery here. This is sort of a proprietary battery. Has a funny shape to it, so you're probably going to have to mod this little battery bay down here in order to get other batteries in it. I do have these nice Beta FPV batteries, 350 milliamp hour 2S, and there's a lot of space in here. I have to put maybe a piece of foam or something, or modify this some kind of way to get these batteries to fit snug. But as for now, I'll be flying it with this battery. Not a bad battery though. It gives it a pretty nice punch. It's a 7.4 volt 50C battery. It does come with this adapter here, so you can charge it with your hobby grade charger. It comes with this case here, 2 sets of props. I actually have an unboxing video, so you guys can check out all the things that it comes with. I'll have a link in the description for you guys to check out the unboxing if you want to go check that out. And these props here are the exact same props that it comes with, but I had these already. These are the 1535 tri-blades from LDARC, and I think I got these from Banggood. I actually think this flies better with these props than the 4-blade 1535s and all the other ones I've tried thus far. And so that's the reason why I have these on it. I have been thinking about upgrading the motors in the chop shop, but as for now, It's the way it is now. Flies really nice. Has this copper wire here on the VTX. So reception is good, but it's not the best when you're getting behind things and flying at a distance. Let's go check out an FPV flight of this little guy.